Hey there, future coders. Welcome to the exciting world of Python programming. It's a lot like building with Legos, but instead of bricks, we use code to create amazing things. Python was created by a really smart guy named Guido van Rossum. He wanted to make a language that was easy to read and fun to use, and guess what? He succeeded. Python is super versatile. It's used for tons of cool stuff like making websites, analyzing data, and even controlling robots. And the best part is, it's perfect for beginners. So, are you ready to dive in and start coding? Let's go. Before we can start writing code, we need to set up a place for our code to run. Think of it like building a stage for our Python performance. Don't worry, it's super easy. First, we need to download Python from the official website. Just search for Python download and click on the link. Once the download is complete, run the installer. It's like installing any other program on your computer. Now we have Python installed, but we need a way to write and run our code. That's where a code editor comes in. There are many great free code editors available, like VS Code or Idle. Once you've chosen your code editor, you're all set. It's time to move on to the fun part, writing some actual Python code. Let's learn about variables. They are like containers that hold information. Think of them as labeled boxes where you can store different types of data. We can store numbers, words, and even lists of things in variables. To create a variable, simply give it a name and assign it a value using the equal sign. For example, we can create a variable called name and store the value bill in it. Python is really smart about understanding different types of data. It knows the difference between a whole number, a decimal number, and a bunch of characters. Now that we know how to store information, let's learn how to use it to perform operations. Section 4, Making Decisions with Python. Computers are great at following instructions, but sometimes they need to make decisions based on certain conditions. That's where if statements come in handy. Imagine you're writing a program to check if someone is old enough to vote. You can use an if statement to check if their age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is, the program can print a message saying you can vote. If not, it can print, sorry, you need to be 18 to vote. If statements allow our programs to be more dynamic and responsive to different situations, they are essential for creating programs that can handle a variety of inputs and conditions. Section 5, the power of repetition loops in Python. Sometimes we need to repeat a block of code multiple times. For example, let's say we want to print hello 5 times. Instead of writing the same line of code 5 times, we can use a loop. Loops are like magical instructions that tell Python to repeat a set of commands until a certain condition is met. Python has 2 main types of loops, for loops and while loops. For loops are great when you know exactly how many times you want to repeat the code. While loops, on the other hand, keep running as long as a certain condition is true. Loops are super powerful tools for automating repetitive tasks and making our code more efficient. They are like little helpers that can do a lot of work for us. Section 6, Organizing your code with functions. As our programs grow larger, it's important to keep our code organized. That's where functions come in. Functions are like reusable blocks of code that perform a specific task. Think of them like recipes. A recipe has a name, a list of ingredients, and a set of instructions. Similarly, a function in Python has a name, a list of arguments, inputs, and a body of code that defines what the function does. Functions help us break down our code into smaller, more manageable chunks. This makes it easier to understand, test, and reuse our code. Plus, it makes our code look much neater. Section 7. Oops, handling errors like a pro. Even the best programmers make mistakes. Errors in coding are called bugs, and they can sometimes cause our programs to crash, but don't worry. Python has a built-in system for handling errors gracefully. It's called exception handling. When an error occurs, Python raises an exception. We can then write code to catch these exceptions and handle them appropriately. For example, if we try to divide a number by 0, Python will raise a 0 division error. We can catch this exception and print a friendly message to the user instead of letting the program crash. By learning how to handle errors, we can create more robust and reliable programs. And that, my friends, is a sign of a true Python pro. Thank you for watching.